Okay, so I'm going to talk about our power and our counter game, and also our QB run game. Okay, so it's a big part of our offense, and a lot of times what we'll do in our QB run game is the guy we have there really isn't our quarterback, and we'll put our running back in there to play quarterback. Our backup quarterback was a guy that we put in the game along with our quarterback. So our quarterback stayed in the game, but he lined up as a wide out, or played something else. We got him as far away from the play as we could. Our quarterback was the most valuable player on our team the last 3 years. He's a conference player of the year. He's a great college quarterback. He's the all-time winning quarterback in the history of the school. He's a great kid, blah, blah, blah. We didn't want him getting hit. But we still wanted to use our quarterback run game as a weapon in the offense. So, again, he would do it sometimes, but we just felt that, he took enough hits running our option game, our triple stuff, scrambling and running the football. So, plus he had a little bit of a shoulder issue a couple years ago, so we didn't really want to put him in that position. Okay, load is what we call power. Okay, it's what we did call power. Now we're going to call it power. But again, some of you guys that weren't in here before, some of this stuff, we have changed, and that's one of the things that we have changed. But load, as you see it come up on the deal, is just power. It's old school power blocking. Okay, we are going to be in the gun. We'll run this from gun. This is a good play for us, and this is in what we family as a gap scheme play. Okay, power and counter is a gap scheme play where we're blocking gaps, and we will do this out of a multiple bunch of different formations. We'll run 2-back power. We'll run 1-back power. We'll run quarterback power where this guy right here, the back, is the lead guy in the end, and we'll be in 10 personnel, and you'll see all that stuff on the tape. Okay, for you guys that weren't in here before, hey, if you got questions, just fire it out, okay? And I'm here for you guys, and I'm in Utah, blah blah blah, whatever. Just if you got something, just ask it, okay? So here's what and I'll just start, at the top. This is really the mechanics for if we're under center. We want this play initially to look to the defense like we're running read zone. Okay, so our quarterback's mechanics are, as he takes a snap from the center, he is going to ride up into the line of scrimmage and make it look to the defense like we're running read zone. Okay? Now, we will get to a point where we won't block that backside end, and we'll read it. Okay, but we're not doing that right now. Okay, but we want to give the illusion to the defense that we are running read zone, which is our number one, our base running play. All right. Again, this footwork for the tailback is as if we were under center. Okay, we are going to run the exact same track as we run if we're running read zone. Okay, so you'll see on the film it's lead shuffle. Okay, now the thing we tell our backs that's different than read zone is this is an A-gap to outside play. This is a play you are allowed to bounce. Okay, power and counter, all right, is a play that you're allowed to bounce. Okay, so we want to hit this thing the A-gap to outside, and just like we tell him on read zone, if you take it outside, you're on your own. Okay, on power and counter, if you cut it back, you're on your own. We don't really want to get in the habit of cutting this thing back because we're blocking everybody back. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so front side tackle. Okay, if we got a low shade, okay, the play side tackle, he's got the B gap, any B gap blitzer to climb. Backside guard or play side guard is going to handle the low shade by himself. We're going to off block the center. Okay, we'll talk about this, the pull here in a second. Backside tackle has got to secure the B gap, okay, and then wheel back, okay, wheel back. Our guard, we skip pull, Okay, we skip pull our guard, which basically means he's going to pull. Coming out of his stance, he's going to pull with his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. Okay, we don't drop and pull this way. Okay, we skip pull back so we can hit. Okay, the line of scrimmage square. And we want to be as tight to that guard or the double team if there's a 3 technique, that we can possibly be. Okay, as tight as we can possibly be. And we tell him, if you slow down, okay, the back's going to run right up your ass. Okay, so whatever you do, you got to go. You got to go. You got to get your pads down. You got to be physical. Get through the line of scrimmage. If there's a big pile in there, or we get wrong arm and you got to spill outside of it, spill outside of it. But the worst thing you can do is stop your feet. You got to go. You got to go, and you got to be physical. Okay. Our kick out block, and again, we'll do this with the tight end. We'll do this with the running back. Okay. What we tell him is he is going to run, knowing what the job of the tackle is, at the crack of the tackle's ass, all right? And he is going to try to get his helmet on the inside helmet of the guy he's kicking out, okay, of the C-gap defender. Okay, so that is his job. All right, we are going to go now, when we play our defense, all right, and a lot of teams we play, and this will show up, we'll get, they'll wrong arm this and try to spill everything. And, we don't let our tight ends use that as an excuse. We got to dig him out. And the log happens naturally. So if this guy's knocking a crap out of the guy that's kicking out the end and that log happens, and it's the guard's responsibility to get around. All right? You'll see on the tape, teams we play, that we'll wrong arm a lot. We'll run split counter, okay, when we get to counter, as just building on what I'm talking about, how we deal with that. With the tackle now, we'll stay there, and the lead guy will end up on the inside backer, and we'll pull all the way for the backside backer. But you'll see all that on tape. Okay, if we got a 3 technique, all right, on the play side, okay, the mechanics for that, for the guard and tackle, is we want to try to get, foot to foot, hip to hip, and all that stuff, and knock that guy off the football. Okay, knock that guy off the football. Now, I say foot to foot. It's really not foot to foot. It's really foot behind foot, is what it ends up being. Okay, what I mean by that, Coach, if you can stand up, I'll use you as my demonstrator again. Okay, if me and Coach here, what's your name? Jaime. If me and Jaime are working together, all right, and we're foot to foot, okay, there's going to be a gap here, okay? Our guards are shorter, stockier guys, 6'2" guys. Our tackles are, 6'5", 6'6" guys. So we say foot to foot and hip to hip. It's not really realistic, right? Okay, because guys' hips are taller than others. But there's a gap that happens here, and there's a good chance for that gap to be split. And so if we're going to try to knock somebody off the ball, when we're working together, all right, we can fight our ass off to stay together, but there's air. Okay, there is air. So what we do, what we tell if I'm the guard, all right, what we tell, and we're working a 3 technique here. We want this tackle, okay, to eventually take this thing over. All right. So as we work and I step up here, we want our tackle's foot to end up behind my foot. Okay. Now, how that works is we tell our tackle, all he's going to do is he's going to pick his inside foot up and put it down. It's just right there. Okay, which is going to give the guard a chance to step in front here. Okay, now we're working. Bang, and we're pushing, and eventually he's going to take that over. My eyes are inside, looking for the backside backer. If I get backside backer run through, obviously I'm going to come off. Okay, we don't want to chase, if we're working a double team here, we don't want to chase this backer. Okay, we tell our guys, yeah, okay, on the board and on the film, you're going to work to this backside inside linebacker. But we don't want to chase that guy unless he's running through the play side A gap. What we want to do is build a wall in the play side A gap. Okay, which means don't chase. You have no reason to chase, okay, to the backside A gap. Okay, this ball, we tell our backs. What do we tell our backs? Nobody was paying attention?
No.
A-gap to outside, right? The back can't cut it back, so there's no reason to chase that guy over there, right? What's that guy going to do? Okay, he's going to run, right? He's going to run, chase the back. You got to tackle the guy with the ball. Okay, so we tell our backs A-gap to outside. We tell our double team, build a wall in the A-gap. That guy will come to you. Okay, if nothing else, he's got to spill over the top, okay, over the top to try to make a tackle. All right? Any questions about that? Again, if there's a 3 technique and we're working a double team on this side, we tell our guard, our puller, he's got to be as tight to that double team as he can, all right, so we can get on that linebacker. Okay?
Odd stack.
Odd stack.
Yeah, odd stack. Guard comes up and gets the middle guy. Middle linebacker.
Odd stack. Let me see. Hang on a second. Let me see if I get that. What? Okay. I'll draw it up on the board. When we run odd stack, run against odd stack first. I'll draw this up so. Tell me if you can see this or not see this. Okay, you're talking about something like that. Obviously, we get a little bit more, we don't really see a whole bunch of odd stack, but you're talking about something like that?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's really not going to change. We're still going to kick this guy here, right?
Right.
Okay. We're telling our guys on the back side, we're going to try to build a wall in the A gap. Okay, so we don't go to anybody. Okay, we're not really targeting anybody on this play on the double team. Okay, we're going to build a wall in the A gap. All right. Again, I think if you start telling guys, well, okay, you got the backside backer, they end up chasing that backside backer. Okay, we don't want to chase the backside backer. We're going to build a wall in the A gap. Okay, so here's our deal. We know we're pulling the guard, right? The guard is pulling. We know we're kicking out the front side, right? So this double team is going to happen here now, okay? Okay, and we're going to try to build a wall there, all right? Okay, hang on a second. Okay, we're doubling, okay, here, and we're building a wall, all right? We're down in the B. If we get blitz here, we're building a wall, right? Okay, we're pulling here, all right? Lead shuffle and hit it, okay? Just like that. Backside backer, hauling ass over the top. We're not chasing that guy. Okay, now, let's say this backer runs. We're not chasing that guy. Okay, we're going to build a wall in the A gap, right here. Okay, why is that guy running? He's chasing the back. Okay, so we end up with an extra guy outside, right? We can end up with an extra guy outside. If we end up with an extra guy outside, okay, this thing's going to spill because this end is going to make us, he's going to wrong arm that thing, okay? And again, we move our tight end around, so we try to get as much leverage as we can, and we make sure, that this thing, we try to get it up in the A gap. We tell our guard first daylight to pull up through. If this thing spills, we end up with our guard around to the outside, all right? So we're downhill, all right? If it bounces, it bounces. We can't cut it back. If he runs, this double team ends up on that backer, okay? And you'll see as you watch the film, okay, there'll be times where backers are running, and we get this double team, and we're building a wall here, and we're not blocking any of these guys. We don't block any of them, okay? But our back is pressing this hole right down the A gap, okay? Right down. We tell our back it's A gap to outside play. It's A gap first. If there's a crease in the A gap, we don't follow the guard, okay? The guard's pulling for a backer, all right? But just because the guard spills or the end spills and the guard ends up outside, all right, that doesn't mean you have to follow that guy. Okay, so the coaching point I'm trying to make here on this play is we're going to build a wall here in the A gap. Okay, and we're not going to chase anybody. Okay? Everybody clear on that point? Now, Can you double to the backside backer? And, yeah, you can do all that stuff. But I think, in my opinion, if you start telling guys who they're doubling to on this play, you end up having guys chase plays, and you end up with a lot of linebacker run through. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. So, load or power for us, okay, is a play that we'll run, and it's mainly a quarterback run for us. Okay, and counter is more of a tailback run, although we do run some quarterback counter as well. Okay, our counter play is really, now we're going the other way here, is a gap scheme as well. Okay, the double team rules are all the same, except now, okay, instead of our H-back, H counter, or our tailback leading up or kicking out, he's leading up through, and we're kicking out with the pulling guard. Okay, so all we're doing really is our pulling guard and our kick out guy have just changed responsibilities, right? Okay, and we coach the play that way. We try to keep as much the same as we can keep the same. Okay, we try to coach same as. So on the front side, the double team with the center and the front side guard and tackle, same as power. Okay, same as power. Okay, is it different for the pulling guard? You bet. Okay, we're going to pull him. We're going to kick out. Okay, and we're going to pull up through for the play side inside backer. All right, again, we're going to build a wall in the A gap and block who shows. Okay, block who shows. Okay, sure. On the diagram, we're going to the Mike backer there, but we don't want to chase anybody. We're going to build a wall in the A gap, okay, and block who comes. Now, we'll play teams that, like when we scrimmage our defense and play our defense, we play TCU and Air Force and some people. They're a big wrong arm team, and they're going to spill this thing. So we'll block what we call split counter, where we'll tell our tackle, okay, and we'll try to do the best we can to set this up to where we're running it at the low shape, so our tackle will block the end, okay, and we'll pull through for the front side and then the backside backer. Now, if we end up having to get a 3 technique on the side of the play when we're running split counter, it just goes back to normal, just like this. We end up double teaming it, and then it ends up being an outside play. Okay. We get a lot of gap exchange on the backside of when we run the read zone play. Okay, this is another thing we do to counter back the squeeze and scrape, or what we call gap exchange, where the end is hauling ass down inside and tackling the back, and they're scraping the backer over the top. So that's why our footwork on this play, when it's countered, okay, we can do it just like we run the power play and the read zone play, where it's lead shuffle, and if the back was over here and hit it, we like this play, and the reason I drew it up like this is just to make the point that this is a counter play for our read zone, so our footwork is a little bit different, okay, for the same side, because we'll run zone on the same side too. So it's same side zone footwork for us. So if we're going to run H counter here, okay, we're A gap to outside. If we were going to run read zone here, okay, our footwork would be the same if we were going to run it on the same side. Again, like I said in the first talk, there's a lot of people that believe that they like to run the zone play, at the low shade, okay, and there's a lot of defenses that'll put the 3 technique opposite the back, so this is another way. If you believe you have to do that, you can run same side zone. And our same side zone footwork is similar to what it is on the read zone play. All we're doing is we're going to lead shuffle, except now our aiming point obviously is a little bit different, right? Our aiming point's a little bit different, okay? It's just a little bit tighter if we're running the read zone, because it's going to be the play side cheek of the center, okay? So just like if you could flip this, or we were running read zone to the right here, okay, we would go to the play side cheek of the center, which would be over here. Now we're going to be a little bit more downhill. Quarterback's mechanics now are going to be the same for us now. They weren't a year ago, where he's going to attack the ball and he's going to be perpendicular and ride that thing into the line of scrimmage. Okay. Now we get gap exchange, now we're physical, we're kicking that guy out, and then we're splitting that thing A-gap to outside.
Coach,
Yes, sir.
couple of things. I know you talked first session about you want to open your splits now to 2.5.
Mhm.
You still feel play size, you're okay there
Yes.
with those kind of splits?
Yeah, and again, going back to the splits, okay, the bigger your splits, the more off the ball that your linemen have to be, okay, we believe, all right? The tighter your splits, okay, the more on the ball they gotta be, which is why, like I said earlier, the tighter your splits, the deeper your back needs to be, because everything will wind back. It's got a better chance to wind back as you bulldoze everything, and that thing has a tendency to cut back more. The wider your splits, the farther off the ball your linemen have to be, which now you've got some separation with the defensive line to get a chance to get your footwork right. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Second thing, would you ever hold a tackle and hold the end with quarterback?
Yeah, wrap game, yeah. You mean just read the counterplay? Yeah.
Right, or even just spread it out more, go to some sort of bunch set where you pull a safety out of the box.
Right.
And then pull the tackle through, he takes your H-back block, and hold the end with your quarterback action.
Yeah, we, right now, the way that we run countered a year ago, and in the past 4 years, has been mainly with an H or a back in the quarterback, with the H or the back being the backer guy, okay? Now, we're gonna run the wrap play, okay, which we can talk about later on, and then we're also gonna run counter in 10 personnel, okay, so if he's removed, or on that side, based on what the defensive look we get, and we'll read the backside end.
So he'll actually pull the ball if he gets squeezed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And throw the bubble on the front side.
Coach, talk about the running back steps on this.
Okay? Yeah. Okay. Just like in our read zone run game, if I'm same side, okay, if I'm backside, it's the same as read zone. It's no different. Okay? I'm gonna take my lead step and I'm going. Okay? If I'm on the same side, it's a little bit like draw. Okay? It's a little bit like draw where I got to take a lead step, but now I've got to give the quarterback a chance to attack the ball and set it. We want to make the defense think we're running read zone and they're running their gap exchange on the backside. So our back's footwork is we're going to take a lead step and then we're just going to gather a little bit.
So you
okay?
won't have them take a full crossover?
We won't, because I think it's too fast. And we don't give our puller a chance to get out in front. Our back's job is to, just like on power, is he's got to get behind whoever the guy pulling for the backer is. Okay, so he's got to time that up. And if it's as fast as our read zone play, he's going to get there too fast. Especially if we're doing it with our tight end or our H, our big H, and which is basically a tight end for us. I mean, he gets there too fast. So he's got to slow down. So it ends up being a little bit like draw after his lead step. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're just here and just a little pause, because now I got to find that guy and I got to make sure I get up underneath. Okay, question? No?
Coach, I had two questions. You might get to the one, but just going back a little bit, on the wrong arm team with the counter, with your tackle, when you have the tackle base on the front side, is that are you guys doing that during the week, like
Yes.
hey, the wrong
Yeah,
arm,
that's
this
a
is how
game.
we're going, okay.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you
we
get into a
don't-
game, can you tag it at all, or is that just on the sideline say, hey, listen, if we run counter, we get a wrong arm, you just change it as on the fly?
We could do that.
Okay.
I mean, our guys have been doing it long enough. We can just tell them, hey, we're just going to block it, split counter. But if you got a 3 technique on your side, you got to double it.
Okay.
You got to.
And the second question, you might get to this, I know when we run this a lot, the biggest thing, we always, with an edge blitz off of the reduction side. Are you gonna talk about that, or how you guys handle that? Like if we're a 3x1 set similar to what you're with the H-back,
Okay.
and they walk the guy up, like the free safety walks up, maybe comes off the edge,
Uh-huh.
and that guy is, the end
You're
is-
talking about this guy walks up,
Right.
okay, in this end, okay?
Pinches,
Yeah,
tries
yeah.
to get in there.
Will that tackle, okay, if that happens now, okay, if this guy walks up on the line of scrimmage here, and we'll get, more often than not, okay, you're gonna get in slant, right?
Right.
Okay, or long stick. So what we tell our tackle, okay, is they make a call. It's not gonna mean anything to you, but they make what they call a T-bird call. That doesn't mean anything to you, does it? Okay, they make a call, and then he'll high reach the end, okay? He'll high reach the end, and if we're having a problem getting to the backers, which is hard to do, you know, when you do that, we'll put it on our quarterback just like we do on the read zone play to get out of the play.
Okay.
But we have done that, especially against, you know, teams that'll zone pressure, and it's not a man pressure, then we'll make the T-bird call and be able to get to the linebackers. Okay, a lot of our gap scheme runs are QB runs. Okay, so we'll run quarterback counter, quarterback power. We'll run it off the fly sweep. The blocking is the same. Okay, and you know, it's to us. You know, and I know we probably have a lot more time than you guys have as high school coaches to work with our guys and practice and all that stuff. You know, but still, anything that we feel like we can tell them same as, then, you know, it obviously helps. You know, so, you know, we want to try to allow our guys to play as fast as they can play, you know, without giving them any hesitation and tell them, okay, well, now it's a quarterback, so we got to block this way. Well, no. You know, we try to stay away from that as much as possible. Okay. Okay. Just a little deal here on what our philosophy is. Like I said, all runs in our regular 1-back and 2-back sets. You know, we should be able to run with our quarterback out of certain formations. Obviously, if we're in empty, we can't run. You know, we can't run power because we got no kick-out blocker, right? But we can have our guy on the backside, our wing, you know, be the lead blocker on counter. I mean, so we can do that. Multiple formations and personnel groups. We can run our quarterback run game, you know, out of 12 personnel, 11 personnel, 10 personnel. Okay, like I said, we like to leave our quarterback in the game when we have our running back be the quarterback, and just playing a different position. And you know, it was actually our backup quarterback. Yeah, in one game we threw him a touchdown. I actually got tackled on the 1-yard line, but you know, so I mean, we don't hesitate. Our running back, he can throw the football. So I mean, we're gonna people will play cover 0 or leave our quarterback uncovered at times, and we'll throw him the ball. We'll throw him a smoke or an owl or a bubble or whatever, just because he's a viable receiver also. Okay. To me, this statement is probably the most important one. The playmakers can be put in a position to do just that, and that's make plays. And you know, again, we played with, you know, Eric Weddle, who's the safety for the Chargers now. You know, when he was a senior, you know, he came in and played a lot of quarterback for us. Okay, he was a high school quarterback, but the guy was an athletic guy, and you all have him. That the guy's just a football player. You know, and he was the best football player on our team, and so our head coach said, hey, you know, we got to use this guy on offense. You know, and he never played offense at all. So, you know, we put him at quarterback. We had him hand off the fly sweep. We faked the fly sweep and ran the zone. We ran the counter. We ran the power. And this, for us, has become our 4-minute offense at the end of games. And we'll put our tailback in the game, and we'll snap him the ball. And you know, people get a little jarred up about, well, you know, it's nut crunching time, and it's 4 minutes, and you're snapping it to a running back. We practice it, you know, and you got to believe in your guys, and you got to believe in your players, and so, you know, we'll do it, and it's pretty effective for us. And again, it forces defense to account for another run threat. Now, like I said, we'll have teams that will. You know, not leave our quarterback. You know, they won't even recognize the guy as a viable threat when he's playing receiver. You know, so you got to have, you know, the ability to throw that guy the football. You know, to get him the ball somehow. You know, if he's athletic enough to do so, throw him a smoke. You know, you got to play 11-man football. Okay. Okay, so as we look at this tape. Some of these things that will come up will be our counter game, and some of them will come up as QB run game. kiss Chris. Okay, you see 22 load, it's load is power for us. Okay, now some of this will be, again, it'll be out of shotgun, it'll be out of 11 personnel, it'll be out of 12 personnel for us. Here we're using the wide out. This basically becomes two-back power, okay? But we're using the wide out. Now this guy number 8 for us, he's a special teams demon, okay? He's a tough little 185 pound. He was a corner, then he was a safety, now he's a wide out, and the guy makes plays on special teams, but he's a tough nut dude from Compton, Dominguez, and he'll fight anybody that we play. It doesn't matter. Okay, so our footwork is as we lead shuffle. Okay, we're telling the back, he's A-gapped outside, but just like I said on the counter play, his job, okay, is he can't get out in front of the puller. Okay, he cannot get out in front of the puller. So his eyes right now are number 1, okay, find my puller, find my lead blocker, okay, and then number 2, we're A-gap to outside. Okay, as we work this double team, okay, you can see those guys trying to build that wall, okay, and if this guy ends up spilling over the top, okay, our tackle's got his head buried, his eyes shouldn't really be buried there, but as he spills over the top, if we're going to miss that double team, then that's where it's going to be missed, is over the top.
Was this a call you had for the game on the play side?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, with the tight end, Just because our kick-out guy is a wide out, right? So we just told this was a game plan deal, for these guys, that we wanted to run this and get an unbalanced look and have the ability, because unbalanced screwed with these guys a little bit more. We like our guard as he pulls around. Okay, we wanted to try to be a little bit more square and obviously get his pads down as we go through the line of scrimmage. One of the things we do, if you guys have a blaster for your running backs, okay, we'll pull our guards and tackles through the blaster, okay, and to try to teach them how to get their pads down when we're running plays like this. Okay, so we use the blaster for our linemen as well. Okay, so same game, same play, same scheme. We're off with the center, okay? Skip pulling the guard, protecting the B gap to backside. Same side zone mechanics on with the exchange. Got the double team, okay, to the A gap. Here's an example where the play side inside backer, he thinks it's read zone, right? He's playing inside zone over here. Okay, so we're doubling. And we're not chasing the backside inside backer. We're building a wall to get that guy caught in the wash. Wide receiver's wrong. 8 is wrong. He should be inside of this block. Okay, and basically, this is really kind of taking the place of that kick-out block. And then our wide receiver on the outside is wrong too. He should be going to the guy that's covering number 8 in motion. They just exchanged that on the run. That's just something that happened. That wasn't anything that was in the scheme. And again, like all one-back run plays, the tailback is responsible for the high safety. Here's an example. We talked about this earlier, where we tell the backs, you don't always have to go where the guard goes. Now he's pulling around, but he's got the main coaching point is to stay on that guy's inside hip. Okay, you cannot get out in front of him. Okay, better job here by 72 on the skip pull. Okay, we're building a wall. This guy shows over the top. We're a little bit tight. Okay, like we should be. Okay, if we're tight to that double team, it's a hell of a lot easier to react back outside than it is to react inside. Okay?
Coach, when you do that with this wideout, it looks like it's not becoming part of the wall, but almost man responsibility. Is he going to that guy that's outside
He
there?
should that's his guy right
Yeah,
there. Now,
so he's not part of the wall.
right, yeah. Now, why that guy's dropping, I don't know. But
Yeah.
basically, he should be up inside. Okay, and then if this guy, he doesn't anticipate this guy doing that. He's
Yeah.
anticipating that guy
Yeah.
folding back inside. Okay, so our tight end's blocking the defensive end, all right, and our wideout's going to block the force player. Okay, and we're pulling the guard around. Got to fight to stay square. He gets turned a little bit on his jump pull, off with the center. Get your pads down. And again, you got to hit this running. We're hesitating here a little bit because he's not quite sure. Hey, you got to go. You just got to go. Get on somebody. You got to. If you don't see daylight, then you got to keep going outside. But his coaching point as he pulls is first daylight you see, you got to go blowing through there like, your ass is on fire. You got to go. Tell our backs, just like in the read zone play, hey, it's A-gap to outside, but if there's a big wad of bodies in there, you got to go push the pile. Okay, here's another play. And again, against Utah State, we were in some pistol. Okay, and again, this is another viable play. That you can run from the pistol is power and counter also. Okay, here's again, the wideout's confused. Obviously, you can see that we tell our wideout when we do this, all right, that it's his responsibility to put himself in position, okay, to block the guy he's got to block. All right. So he's not quite sure because this safety drop, he doesn't quite understand who he's supposed to be blocking, okay, which is why he looks like he's confused right here. All right, he doesn't. That's not his guy, right? We're off. We're doubling to build a wall in the A gap. We're pulling for him.
Now, would you want him a little more in the gap there than behind the tight end as well?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, he's not quite sure when he motions over. He sees his safety drop down, and he gets a little confused. I think initially he thinks that he's got to block this guy, which he doesn't. Yeah, we tell him he's got a motion or a line to execute, all right, and motion to execute. So he's better off, knowing that the tight end's going to block that defensive end. Okay, and that guy's damn near head up. Okay, so it's a lot easier for this guy to react back out here if that end slants inside than it is for him to react, the other way, back inside if that guy goes out. Okay, does that make sense what I just said? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. So here, we just like him to keep climbing. And even if he ended up on the corner, that would be all right too, because the back's got one of those guys, right? It's a nice job of the back. We're pressing the A-gap. A-gap to outside. A-gap to outside.
Talk about building your wall in the A-gap. When the double team separates and he's building, he will track up the guys once he comes over. the
Yeah,
top
at
like
the
he did
second
right
level. Yeah, exactly right. And we want to, when we say that, we tell them we want to build a wall in the A-gap so they don't come off that double team too soon. So we feel it just keeps those guys together longer. And if we can double and push those guys back and get that guy caught up in the wash, we've got less of a chance of the guy that we're double teaming splitting us, or one of our linemen coming off the double team too soon. Okay, here we're just lined up in an 11 personnel tight end attached formation. Basically he just becomes a kick out block, just like we had in the diagram when he was lined up back here. Okay, we're in the pistol. Okay, we got a big problem here, okay? What is it? Back's too fast, right? Back's too fast. He's got to slow down. Got to have some poise. Now, this guy right here, he had no cartilage in either knee, okay? And most of the time when you see us run this play, we mostly ran it to the right because he wasn't as good a puller, you know, and so, but this is on our running back, okay, not on our guard. It's the back's responsibility to make him right.
Have you guys ever run this out of 20 personnel?
No. Well, no, but I did. If it's a quarterback and a back, I guess it would be blocked the same. You follow what I'm saying?
Would you cheat that lead back up to get him to the kick out faster?
No.
No?
No. Defensive end we play against, I mean, we want him to have as much velocity as he can have going to block that guy. So the farther that he's got to go, the more you know, momentum he's going to have behind himself. Okay, now we're motioning the guy from the backside into a bunch alignment, and we'll run toss out of this, and we'll throw a drop back pass out of this. Okay, nice job here with the adjustment by the tackle. Okay, the coach, this might have been what you were talking about earlier. If that guy crosses his face, yeah, he's just going to high reach him. Now the kick out guy's just got to adjust on the run. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so is that kind of what you were
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
there? Okay, good. So he becomes a guy for the kick out, and he becomes a guy for the puller. Like I said, it makes it hard, you know, obviously when this happens, you know, it makes it tough to get to this backside inside backer now, right? It's kind of like power on the goal line.
That's what I was
you know,
asking.
It's hard to get to that guy.
It's our biggest argument always is
Right.
what to do with that backside guy.
Okay, now we'll line up in this exact same formation, okay? But this will be our running back, okay? And our quarterback will be out here. Okay, so and then we'll run a lot of quarter, and you guys will see that here in a minute. Air Force again was a big wrong arm team and an odd front team, okay? And this gets back to your odd stack deal too. You know, we can run split counter this way, just like split power. So we just tell the front side tackle he's got to block the defensive end wherever he goes, okay? Rather have the backside guard skip pulling here. Same side zone mechanics. See how, Coach, that looks like kind of like almost draw, okay? What we were talking about earlier, because he's got to time that up to where he can get behind the H-back. And then we'll fake and fly sweep off a bit.
Dave, it seems like more times than not, you turn out with the tackle as opposed to rooting him out with somebody. Is that-
Well, yeah, are you talking about on the front side?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's because the majority of the teams that we play, you know, they're big wrong arm teams. So, you know, that just ends up how we end up scheming it that week.
You said the running back steps are like draw. Will you ever have the QB sell pass?
Yes, yeah. When it's QB counter, we'll either time that up with faking the fly sweep, and you'll see that here in a minute, or it'll be more draw action. Pulling guard's wrong. He should be up and through. Okay, it's a nice adjustment by the H to get on somebody. Okay, and again, okay, we're just building a wall right here, right? We're just building a wall. Okay, not chasing anybody. Again, we tell our backs A gap to outside. Okay, A gap to outside. If you cut this thing back, and really this is kind of cut back at the second level. But you know, we're blocking everybody back this way. Okay, so you're on your own. You know, you better be damn right if you cut that thing back. And it can happen more often than not and be productive at the second level, obviously, than inside the line of scrimmage. Okay, so here's your odd stack look. Okay, we're doubling, you know, to the build a wall here in the A gap. If it ends up being this guy, so be it. If he flows, don't chase him. Just build that wall right there. Okay, just build that wall and somebody will come to you. Okay, we're split counter this, so we're out. Okay, we got 1 for 1 and 1 for 2. If this guy ended up, okay, thinking like we saw against Vegas, that guy thought it was read zone this way, so he went. Then the next puller just, all eyes are always looking back to the inside.
Coach, is that back aligned a little bit wider just to give some more time there, or is it?
This back,
Yeah.
he's all his alignment is just like read zone. He's going to split the inside leg of the tackle. Okay, he's always going to split the inside. If he's not lined up like that, splitting the inside leg of the tackle with a yard behind the quarterback, then he's dead ass wrong. Okay, we don't want to. Again, you know, I mean. We do it. Everybody we play does it. They study the alignment of the back. We study linebackers, stances, all that stuff. So, you know, we don't believe that we change his alignment at all. Okay, but when the ball snapped, if we're going flat or we're going out or whatever, he's just got to get to where he's got to get. But the timing of the handoff for this has got to be a little slower than the read play, just because we got to give the second puller a chance to get out front. Okay, again, we're pushing the pile. This is a push the pile run. Don't like the backs, you know, action right there. I like to see him just get his pads down and slam that thing in there. Okay, and when we found, you know, a lot of times, you know, if our quarterback will go fast, you know, this guy won't get a hit because somebody's got to, you know, be responsible for the quarterback.
How are you guys packaging all this with your hurry up?
We don't.
Which is really
Yeah, we don't really. We wouldn't do any of this in our no huddle. This wouldn't be part of our no huddle run game. Our no huddle run game will be more wrap, zone, fly sweep. If we got two tights in the game, you know, this is, like I said, this is the majority of the time we're doing this. This is control down, and then in 4 minutes when the quarterback is an actual different player.
Coach, this is a little thing, but you guys' H-back a lot of times is in 3-point stance. You guys get any difference? I mean, the purpose of that, rather than being like in a 2-point stance, you just feel like he's...
This guy right here was kind of a stiff guy, you know, and so we just felt that for him, he had a better chance of getting his pads down lower and being more effective if he started in a 3-point stance than he did if he was up.
So it's more personnel, like
Yeah,
8 was
exactly.
more, okay.
Yeah, because 8 is a wide out, you know.
Right.
Where this guy is, and again, he's a tough, hard-nosed dude, but he's kind of a stiff guy that you know, he was just better with his hand on the ground.
Coach, along with that, I've noticed that on some of the plays, you've got your tackles in a 2-point, and then in others, one's in a 2 and one's in a 3. And they're just switching. Is that just on their? Is that their call, or?
The only time they should be in a 3-point stance at tackle is he should be next to a tight end. Okay.
Okay.
Now this is a crease formation that, again, we'll just try to do this at a different looks. We get in a crease that kind of help this H-back here get a little closer. But almost every play that we run, unless we're on a goal line or short yardage, our tackles should be in a 2-point stance.
2-point stance.
Okay, we would like our guard here, okay, to pull up through this A gap, all right, and block what shows. And if it happens to be that backer, you know, then our H would adjust, or as he goes through, okay, look outside, but, I mean, we're kind of wasting a guy here by pulling this guard around, because that thing, when we run split counter like this, there is no chance of spill, right? There shouldn't be a chance of spill. Good push the pile run by the back. Here we're unbalanced. Edge pressure off the backside, okay, especially with the tight end in the game, should never be a factor. Okay, so now we'll look at our quarterback runs, and there'll be some other runs here. QB outside zone or QB stretch. Okay, so now this is one of our running backs in the game at quarterback. Okay, now one of the things that happens, and it happened in this game, okay, is that he's got to be in quarterback alignment, and you'll see as this comes up, he got himself a little bit tight, which condensed everything for us a little bit. You got to make sure he stays at 5, because if he's at 4, then he's at 5. The fly sweep gets all screwed up. So in this game, our running back, he had misaligned, probably half the times we were in this formation in this game. We're faking fly sweep, okay? We're blocking the front side kick out. Okay, we got what this tackle thinks there's a possibility of this end coming outside. So the tray block between the tackle and the tight end is just like the deuce block between the guard and the tackle. Okay, the guy goes away. Build a wall for the tight end. Okay, we tell our back on the back side, really, the only thing he's got to worry about is any edge pressure. Because if this end goes inside, the tackle's got to stay on him, because he's got to protect the puller. So the back's got anything off the tackle's ass. This pre-snap look, he knows, okay, that this guy's coming. Or if he drops, he's just going to hunker down next to the tackle or continue on and go block the corner.
Funny how many times your fly sweep just takes that safety
Yeah,
right out
yeah,
of the box.
Yeah. And if you got a viable guy, this is a great weapon. This is a great weapon. If you got a guy that you think's fast enough, he doesn't have to be a real burner, but if he's fast enough to get, the defense's attention, I mean, if you hand it to him twice a game, that's going to be enough. See how close our back is now? Okay, he's hurt himself, number one, based on his alignment, and number two, he's got to give this guy a chance to get out in front, but he's so tight in his alignment, and 1 yard, 1 yard's a lot. Okay, so we want this fly sweep action to slow him down, okay, and also give him, with his depth on the snap, give him the ability to be where he's got to get, because he's screwing the pulling guard here. Because you can see right here, this thing's got a great chance to hit right here in the A gap. Okay, again, A gap to outside.
Dave, again, you got 2 outside on the play side.
Right.
Was this a call not to turn out with the tight end, or was this a read, or?
No, but here's what, and again, maybe we're dumbasses, I don't know. But we do this a lot when we're fly sweeping, because somebody's got to play the fly sweep. We just tell ourselves that from the press box. If they're not playing fly sweep, then we got to hand the fly sweep. Okay, so can they bring 2 off the edge here and defeat this play? Yeah, no question. But somebody's got to handle the fly sweeper. Okay, so so as we do this right here, okay, every call starts from the inside out. So this tackle right here, you know, he thinks he needs help because he's not sure. He doesn't really know this guy could play in the C gap or he could go in the B gap. Okay, so we just got to assume that somebody's got to handle the fly sweep. Now the guy that's wrong on this play is the H. He should be trying to kick this guy out.
So if the down tackle were in a 4-eye, would you turn out with the tight end?
If this guy
Yeah.
right here was in a 4-eye,
Yeah.
nope, our tight end would go down.
You'd
We'd
still-
kick him out, and he's got to handle the fly sweep.
Okay.
If this guy makes a play, the next play we call is fly sweep.
All right.
Okay? So like I said, we would handle that from the press box. Anytime we're fly sweeping at a man on and a man outside, okay, somebody's got to contain the play. Okay, the guys we play against, they have good coaches, they're sound in what they do, and so maybe we take that for granted. Like I said, maybe we're dumbasses, but you know, you bet if they brought 2 off this edge, then they could defeat this play. The guy that's wrong on this play again is our H-back. He's going to the wrong guy.
If he kicks him, he gets both.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, yeah, I mean, because again, this guy right here, he's got to do this because of the fly sweeper. Nice job by the guard, the pulling guard here. Like I said, his eyes got to, as he pulls up through, his eyes got to go to the first thing he sees to back inside. Okay, we changed the look here. Okay, I mean we get tendencies too. So a lot of times, you know, what we did was we just flopped the back here. He can still get to where he's got to get to the backside. If anybody blitzes off this edge, and his footwork is exactly the same as it was that you saw in the read zone where he's stepping up and going backside.
Coach, I see on most of these your wideouts are going down, they're not stopping the corners, is that?
Yeah, we'll MDM block that with our wideouts on the front side. So if we're gonna, especially when they're low like this, we have the safeties go try to dig him out, and then if we're gonna run off anybody, it would be off this guy. If it was flipped and he was up and he was back, then the wideout would block, the low man. Unless they're pressing bail or soft 2 team, then he'll MDM. He'll start at the corner, and if that guy's hauling ass up, then he'll adjust and go block the safety. Like for the pulling guard here to get up in the first daylight, okay? Because that's where we're telling the running back to go. Okay, we'll tag bullet on here just like we would bubble. All bullet is a screen out here to this guy. This is our backup quarterback that's in the game. This guy is the guy that he's got a good chance to be our starter. Okay, so really we should be throwing the bullet out here. Okay, this is viable. All right, we tell our quarterbacks it's a decision that he makes. Okay, he likes to look. All right, if we got 3 for 3, okay, we just soon throw that easy throw out there to our wideout. Okay, either way, this ends up and you'll see being a good play. We tell our quarterbacks when we tag something like this, okay, we got 12 load bullet called, so we could really, the line's going to block 12 load, just like they would on smoke or bubble. They don't know, but we want him, if he's going to run the play and run the football, we're going to fake, we're going to pump outside and then run the play. That gives him the timing of getting behind the pulling guard. Does that make sense? Okay, so now, here's our kick out guy right here. Is the tailback, okay? Should be high reaching the defensive end with the tight end. Okay, doubling down inside, the backer walks up, so we're just gonna take him, we're gonna pull around for whatever shows. Okay, again, the action, the pump action by the quarterback, you know, it doesn't have to be great, but just that'll give this pulling guard a chance to get around.
If that defensive end was in a 9 with a tight end, let him go and get kicked
Yeah.
to the back.
Yeah. That guy was in a 9 though, the quarterback should throw the bubble. Okay? If he's in a 9 with this guy out here, okay, and again, quarterback's a little bit different than safeties, or meaning in the one-back run game, or we don't mind our running back being on a safety. Our quarterback, I mean, this guy, he was 185 pounds, and you know, we just assume throw the bubble instead of have him taking on a low safety. You know what I mean? Okay, so here again we got our running back in the game. Okay, and if you remember back from the Air Force game how tight that formation looked, you know, now we got his depth right, so you know everything kind of meshes a little bit better. Too much hesitation from the back here. All he's got to do is worry about edge pressure. If there's no edge pressure, he's got to go. He doesn't need to worry about that guy. Okay, that's the tackles guy. Okay. Now, if there was a blitzer in the B gap, he'd have to worry about him. But he's got to go. He's got to go. He's got to go, climb, and go block that safety. Okay, off block 2 or 3. Backside tackle's got to protect the puller. Okay, and then hinge back. They got a game on. Okay, so it kind of ends up working itself out. Okay, now this just ends up working itself out. Okay, this is not how we're trying to block this play. Our tight end should be on the D end. Okay, and our H back thinks he's going to lead up on this guy. Okay, it just works out that way because our tight end's head's down, all right, and they ended up, you know, kind of switching that up on the run.
It almost looks as if they planned it, as
Yeah.
if that's how it was called.
They didn't. I can promise you this. Knowing this guy, knowing him, his eyes.
Worked out. It looks it
Yeah.
looks seamless from here.
His eyes are closed, and his head's down, and that's why he's an offensive guard now. Not tight end anymore. He ate himself right into playing in the offensive line. Nice job by the back, just staying in the A gap. Again, much better than you saw earlier in the Air Force game of giving the guard a chance to get around, letting the fly sweeper clear, and then pressing the A gap.
See the ref.
Okay, counter. Again, nice job of the backs or the tackle. Okay, pushing, front side, building a wall in the A gap. Now, the issue, one of the major issues we have here is that our backside guard, our pulling guard, forgets to pull.
Yeah,
Right.
that's one reason.
But we're able to hold this backside guy with the fly sweep action. Nice job by the back, staying in the A gap. Okay, we'll run counter. Okay, now with the backside, with the back being the front side puller. Okay, and handling the backer off the fly sweep. Ball security issues. We get a bare front like this, okay? Obviously, we just got to down, down, down everybody, right? Okay? Nice job of the back, trying to find the Mike backer. This fly sweep action, you know, will obviously slow the quarterback down so he can give the backside puller, the lead blocker, a chance to get up through the line of scrimmage.
Is his footwork different on this than,
His being,
it looks like he's coming back first?
who you saying his?
Quarterback.
Quarterback?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's going to let the fly sweeper clear. That's really our mechanic when we hand the fly sweep.
Okay.
Okay, so he's got to let the fly sweeper clear. All right, and then obviously get inside of the second pull.
Dave, what's his aiming point, the fly sweep guy, as he comes across?
With the mesh,
Yes.
okay, his aiming point is 1 yard in front of the quarterback. Okay, and really in this action here, as he's running, he knows that the quarterback's going to step back. All right, and he's got to end up going behind our tailback so we don't have a collision here in the backfield. Okay, so really he's just running right at the quarterback's alignment because the quarterback's going to step back and give him room to clear. Same play, now we got 2 backs in the game. Okay, we'll give the illusion of 10 personnel. Okay, 10 personnel. All right, and now we got both of our running backs in the game, faking the fly sweep. Okay, same play you just saw pretty much. Okay, our quarterback's out here, just, you know, he's a Gumby, he's just out there hanging out. Okay, again, let the fly sweeper clear. Give yourself a chance to get behind the second puller. A-gap to outside. Nice job by our back. When you pull up through in the first daylight, your eyes need to, if you don't have anybody in your face, your eyes need to go back inside. Okay, running backs have the safeties, just like this. Okay, here's your MDM block here, Coach, that you were talking about. Kind of got a quarters look, right? Not quite sure. He's backing up. He's coming down, so our wideout makes the adjustment to go dig him out. This ball should have stayed in the A-gap. Okay? This is an A-gap run. Okay? Okay, Colorado State tried to defend our fly sweep by chasing our fly sweeper, okay, with their middle linebacker. So, you know.
Now, is your tailback?
Tailback is wrong.
Yeah.
He should be hauling ass right off this edge. He sees this guy wide and he sees this opening right here, but you can't let your back go through that opening because we're pulling guys through there and it just clouds the picture. He should be outside, but see, he knows he's trying to get to here, and he thinks, well, if I go out here, then I'm never going to get there. He's going to duck inside and make the play. It just causes hesitation. Okay, he should be around and block whoever shows, you know, in the alley. Nice job. Here's a good picture of our guard not chasing anybody and just building a wall and waiting, just like that. Okay, it's what we got to coach the crap out of that now because they all, they study their playbooks. I got to get to the backside backer, all that stuff. Here's a good example of helping out in a double team, and then building a wall, knowing somebody's gonna come to you. Okay, here's an empty look. Again, here's our quarterback out there. Okay, you can tell by the way he gets off the ball. He's not really used to being a wideout. Okay, but we're just running read zone. Okay, footwork, mechanics, and all that stuff for the line. All right, and the tailback's just gonna run zone. Now again, he's too tight. Okay, he's too tight. Okay, he should be back here at 5.
Coach, when you run this at empty, where's his aiming point?
Same as it is if he's under center or in pistol. Okay, he's going to read the first thing head up to outside the play side guard, and he's going to press the cheek of the play side guard.
And
Okay.
you guys never have problems with nothing holding that backside end?
Nope. Because this is obviously a game plan deal, and when we get an empty and play teams, I'm from watching cut-ups. Okay, and we get like this, and we see that team's going to play a 5-man box. We have no issues, no issues.
Either or that, I mean, he's got a throw in there too, or?
Yeah, oh yeah, we'll throw bubble, we'll throw bullet screen. We'll fake the fly sweep or we'll run the fly sweep. We scored a touchdown against who was? I don't remember who it was, but we ran fake the fly sweep, and started him running the power play, and he stepped back and threw a touchdown to the fly sweeper. Okay, here he's too tight, which makes him too fast. This thing should be pressed right here, right? It should be no different. Eyes should be here. Okay, we should be working to that front side backer. This thing should be hitting right there. We want him starting a little bit wide, just like this, just to get the movement going, and then put your foot in the ground and get up the field. Okay, 5-man box. Again, we knew Utah State versus empty. There's a 5-man box team. Okay, we got our wide out away, or our quarterback as a wide out away from the play. And again, we're just a little bit too fast here at quarterback. Okay, here's the deal we ran. Again, we got a real fast guy at quarterback. Okay, we're just running, QB sweep like you run in the park is all we're doing. Leading the front side back. And we did this in this game, I think 3 times. This guy ran for 180 something yards against Colorado State. Good job by the back, being patient. We tell the back he's got any edge blitzer, okay, any edge blitzer to run the alley. Eyes always go back inside. Okay. Just disguise this, blocking the backside end. With this guy, I mean, we never worry about him getting chased down from the backside. All we do is tell him you got to run like hell. Okay, don't stop, don't slow your feet down. Good job by the back, looking to help our back. If we get a wide end on this play, and the tackle needs help reaching him, he'll chip and climb. Okay, and again, look to get his eyes inside.
What's that tackle's technique? Looks like he's bringing his inside arm through. I mean, he does a great job.
This tackle here,
That's a tough
yeah,
block.
he's going to drop and he's going to haul ass and try to get the number reach to the play side, knowing that we got full flow coming his way. But the other thing he knows is he's going to get help from the back, and we tell him he's just going to drop and run, and he's going to try to rip his inside arm right through that guy's outside armpit. Great job by the back here. Again, his initial deal is any edge pressure. He knows pre-snap. There is no edge pressure. I'm going to help the tackle to work the alley. That guy keeps running outside for contain. All I got to do is kick him out. Yeah. when I was in 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you snap the ball to me and I'm gonna run as fast as I can.
There's one, there's two. Cuts, 3.
He throws the ball out, he's on the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
Okay, truck, again, this is our tailback out here, or our tailback. We got our quarterback lined up under center. Okay, we motion him out away from the play, obviously. We're just going down, and around our TED scheme. Tight end's wrong. He should be going down inside. He's going to block this gap. The only time he should block that guy is if that guy crosses his face. The wideout will handle him. Nice job by our pulling guard, making up for the tight end. And we'll run this same play where we're just turning and tossing it to the tailback. We'll also run this out of shotgun, okay, where the back is lined up here, and this is our quarterback, and we'll flash fake like we're running zone this way. The back will cut the backside end, and the quarterback will just pull it and run. QB truck. This is off a fly sweep. We get teams that are really starting to overplay the fly sweep side, or we're running so much load and having success, we'll just fake the fly sweep, and now we'll run the reach play into the boundary with the back as the lead blocker.
Is that unbalanced again?
Yeah, it's unbalanced. Colorado State again. Okay, back that blitz. Okay, feel free to cut. So you got to run through the outside thigh board, put your foot in the ground at quarterback and go. Okay. Appreciate you guys. Any questions, feel free to stick around again. I'll be here all day.